Hi, my name is Dariusz, and today I would like to show you how to create and start your first Taon project. So firstly, let's go to the terminal and check if you've got Taon installed already. If not, go back to my previous video. Also, we need to have Visual Studio Code installed or Visual Studio Codium or VS Codium installed. So we should have command code or Codium. I mean, it depends on you. You can choose either Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio Codium. Some people prefer Visual Studio Codium because it is fully open source and doesn't contain any kind of user tracking or things like that. So if you have this, let's create some kind of a folder for Taon projects. In my case, I've created folder Taon projects inside my home folder. And right here we can do Taon new. Our first project, maybe let's call it my first Taon project. Let's call it like this, and wait a second for creation of project. And as you see, we just created new Taon project, call it my first Taon project, and we can open this project in code. And we can open terminal, and before I start this project and before I use command Taon start, I will quickly show you what you can do if you've got your Taon Visual Studio Code extension. For example, we can change colors, and this is a button for that. And we can do actually we can do a bunch of things from that Taon menu in Visual Studio Code. But yeah, let's start our project with command Taon start. And by the way, first time when you are starting Taon for the first time, it is going to install somewhere around 2 gigabytes of npm dependencies. So it will take 10 minutes for first time completing the installation. By the way, you don't need to do any kind of npm install, anything like that. Just command Taon start is for starting project, for starting ngserve, Angular ngserve, and for starting backend build. So let me just quickly show you how this thing works in practice. By the way, each Taon project recreates all the tasks when you init project or when you start project. You've got all the VS Code tasks recreated, so you can, for example, you can start server right now. Start server. Start server here means we are starting Node.js server. So let's try it. App is ready, and also our ng app is ready. Our Angular app is ready. So yeah, we can copy this address, or we can go to the Taon and just click copy normal app URL to clipboard, and it will actually copy this address. Why not copy web SQL URL to clipboard? WebSQL is a different mode for Taon application, and I will explain this in different video. But right now, let's just copy this address. Let's just start the browser, and voila, we've got our first Taon app. As you see, we are, I would say, beautifully requesting our backend with Taon. You've got beautiful URL built with actual class names, so your debugging is pretty straightforward. But yeah, actually we can check debugging, how we can debug our first app, because actually we can do that right now. So let's go to the app.ts and first of all, let's fold all regions. This is what I usually do to just focus on the code that I need in this moment, not the whole code. So for example, we are using method hello world on our front end. Hello world is oh yeah, hello world from backend. So this hello world is coming from backend, and with Taon we've got such an amazing debugging experience where here from Angular component you can just click hello world and it will take you to the backend function. So I think that's pretty amazing. And we can attach our debugger. And right now when we refresh the page, right, see here, we've got our debugger. We can debug our code. We can debug request from express and response. So yeah, it's pretty amazing how nice we can debug with Taon. But let me show you also one more very important thing for Taon development. Usually, you should not use Taon start. You should use Taon build watch lib library, and you should use in separate in separate terminal. I mean, this split terminal feature in VS Code is amazing. You should in the separate terminal use command Taon app normal. And why would you do that? Because build watch lib first of all, with Taon start, you've got 7 Node.js processes, 2 ng-build processes, 2 TypeScript backend build processes, and ng-serve process. ng-serve is like really heavy, and Taon app normal is actually just alone ng-serve process, and it's not going to make your system slow or app unresponsive if you split those processes. I mean, with build watch lib, usually you've got multiple projects like that, and you are building those projects, and at the same time you are shipping these projects to Node modules, which I will show you is pretty amazing. So let's start just build watch for my first town project. I mean, the name is not perfect, but it doesn't matter here. So right now, as you see, we are exporting some things. We are, for example, exporting some kind of a default stuff like dummy function, but we can do something better. For example, let's export function hello my amazing world. With console log hello my amazing world. So when we do that, we are with Taon build watch lib. We are building code. We can check code node modules. We are actually building something inside node modules. We are building our app inside node modules. Let's just check that. My first. And as you see, inside node modules, we are building huge, I mean, not huge, but we are shipping all the good Taon development bundled code. So for browser, for web SQL mode, and for backend as well. And we can check that we are actually, we are actually exporting function hello amazing world. Yes, we actually do that. But right now, what we want to do is to also, because command here, if you use Taon build watch, this command only builds basic structure for library and for app. It is like crucial. This command is a crucial part of the other I would say artifacts building for the Taon. And when you are developing your library, you need to have this. You need to run this command constantly. I mean, obviously, when you are not changing the code, you don't need to, but this command actively ships the browser and isomorphic browser and backend version to node modules. But obviously, when you do that, you are not. When we check our project, as you see, it is not working because this command Taon build watch lib is not serving Angular code with ngserve. To do that, we need command Taon app normal. When you do that, there is ngserve process starting here. And also, usually what I do, I run build watch lib in one console and ngserve, meaning Taon app normal, in the second terminal. By the way, we can use short version of this command build watch lib, we can use Taon BWL. Actually, you should generally use this command before this command, or just skip those commands and you should use Taon start if you are running application for this particular project. So yeah, both processes are normal and we can check everything is here. Nice. And our debugging we are still debugging. Also, with Taon we can check our routes are generated here. See, we've generated a lot of express routes. Also, we've generated database with user that we've added. We can use this Visual Studio extension for previewing SQLite databases to check our database. Actually, it is so amazing. This whole SQLite extension. I mean, you can. It's a shame that you have to pay for that. But for changing, I mean, right now the free version of this extension for Visual Studio Code allows you to preview tables, and I think you can also change the columns, but you can't just put new data to your application through this extension. Probably there will be something similar from Taon in the future. And yeah, that would be all for creating, or maybe not. We can also with Taon. For example, one more thing we can do. We can, I would say, open our logo PNG in GIMP, for example, and we can customize our logo. Let's say we can do something. Let's say we want to put a hamster logo as our app. I think this angry hamster is nice. And we can just replace our logo with this. Okay. We can override logo. And what we just did, we've created, now we've changed the logo for our application, and we can do Taon branding. And what we just done, when we do Taon start again, we actually generated a lots of files. Let's try it again. Actually, I need to enable this feature for Taon. Right now, it is only available for my development CLI TNP. But what this does, we can now we've got generated all kinds of assets for our website with our new logo. And when we just wait one more second, we will see that just one more second. Okay. Actually, in the meantime, I'll explain you. With Taon, you've got two ng build processes for handling browser code, and you've got two TypeScript TSC processes for handling backend code. So it is pretty heavy right now, but it cannot be done in a different way, because you can build like many libraries, and at the same time you can also start many projects at the same time, and those processes are actually needed. Only ng-serve is needed when we actually want to serve ng-app. ng-app in Taon meaning app.ts app. Okay, so we've got our app ready. Let's check it and see. We've got our amazing fav icon. Change it. Okay, that would be all. Please like button. Please hit like button if you like the video, or subscribe, or do both. Thank you and have an amazing day.